Changing gears, inside floats. Got
What's up, everybody? This is the D to the L to the N, DLN Sports, and this is the cash line. Appreciate everybody tuning in, man. Just jumping on here to do this quick little 5-game slate NBA preview for the night. The NBA has been going, man. Every night's different. You know what I mean? The value was value all over the place the first night or two, and then they starting to tighten the prices up on these players, so you're gonna have to do more of your due diligence and as far as picking your players and things like that. But just wanted to hop on here, man, do this quick preview. Wish everybody good luck in the DFS community and the Twitter world, the YouTube world, the cash line world. Cash line going good. It's NFL, man. This NFL's a different monster. If you ain't doing your proper research or things like that, you might as well not even get in it. You know what I mean? Because it's the real deal as far as the amount of people playing and things like that. But NBA's going good. NBA's going good. Been profiting pretty much every night. You know what I mean? Nothing's guaranteed in this DFS world. We all know that. But doing good at it. This is my sport. This is my wheelhouse. Want to give a quick shout out to C Bird, man. I appreciate you doing that video in the group last week. Between doing the NBA and NFL, it kind of was getting to me a little bit. So I appreciate you doing that. We'll be back on this Sunday with the podcast around 11 at Pre-Lock Podcast. And shout out to Vegas for dropping that video in the group. Appreciate that, man. Really appreciate that. So on the night slate, like I said, man, we got a 5-game slate. You got to make a choice, man. You got to make a choice. You got Antetokounmpo up there. Antetokounmpo is going to be at 12K, and then you got that Boogie Cousins thing going back to Sacramento. Boogie's at 11.5. How do you not play? You know what I'm saying? How do you not play going back to Sacramento when you know how that thing ended? And because if he go straight bananas, you're gonna have him, or you're gonna have to at least have Antetokounmpo going crazy too to somewhat offset it. And then I'm hearing a lot of people trying to do Antetokounmpo and Cousins in the same line, which is a good idea. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing wrong with it, as long as you got to find that right value around it and things like that. And that's the key to it. But there's all types of ways to attack this thing, man. But you got to make a choice. You got to make a hard choice between Antetokounmpo, Cousins, or if you're gonna do them both, or if you're gonna fade them and do the value thing and go with the Blake Griffins and the Conleys and the Gasols and things like that. So we're gonna jump right into this thing, man. Started off with Atlanta at Chicago. That's a 2-0 projected for 201. Chicago's favored by 3, believe it or not. Now remember, Dennis Schroeder's out, so that opens up that opens up Delaney at 4,400. He's going to be a good play at that 4,400, but didn't play too well last time, and pretty much people really just playing his price. He really ain't no supreme NBA player or anything like that. But at that price, he's one of them players that you got to look at as far as helping you pay up to get the Antetokounmpo and the Cousins and things like that. Also to throw that in there, we know Anthony Davis, the glass man, he's questionable. Bumped knees with somebody the other game, so he was out. So we got to double check on that and kind of stay in tune with what he's doing as far as if he's going to be playing or not. Because like I say, he's questionable, and you know how that Anthony Davis go. But if you catch him tonight, low owned, he could be the ticket to getting there. You know what I mean? But like we say, ain't no telling if he's gonna play, and I don't think I'm gonna take a chance on him. I might put him in one line just in case if we don't get the news before lock. But when you mess with Anthony Davis when he already hurt, you really taking a chance. So on the other side, we got that Grant at the guard position at 5.5. All these Bulls, man, are somewhat in play. You got Holiday at 6K, and then you got your Zipster, who had a decent game last game. The rookie Markenian, he's at 5,900. He went off last time, especially against my Cavs. He's a good player, man. He's a good player. He's going to be somebody to look at in the future. That 5,900, that's something. It's weird how these pricings is going, man, because they pricing people as if they're somewhat better players than they are. You know what I mean? But because, especially with the Bulls, because everybody's being out with the Portis thing and the Mirotic thing, they pricing them right where you got to price them at. You know what I mean? As far as their value. Going down from there, you got your Justin Holiday at 6K. Like you say, he got the green light. He can shoot whenever he want. He's somebody he usually meets value. I don't know about the upside as far as with that 6K, but he's somebody you can look at at the center position. You got that Robin Lopez. Who's a serviceable play. You know what I mean? His upside, he really don't usually go crazy. I think had a really good game once this year, but don't really go crazy. Somebody else you can look at is that Valentine at 4K. Now that's a decent play and that's a decent price for him because he's gonna get the minutes. They've been kind of putting him in weird positions, but that's a decent play for him. Now on the other side of the ball, Atlanta, man, this is where I'm at. I love that Kent Bazemore. I'm all over him. Really, that's weird to even say that you're all over Kent Bazemore. But with Dennis Schroeder out, that usage has to go somewhere, and it's mostly going to Bazemore as far as I can see. I played him last time. And he really had a real nice game and helped me get to the cash line. You got your Tory and Prince. You got your the John Collins coming off the bench. Now Collins is at 5.5. He's been playing well. That Collins has been playing well. He's their best big man. I know you got Dedmon down there, but he ain't really been living up to his potential and things like that. He's more of a defensive center, rebound type of center, get a couple putbacks and things like that. But as far as the bigs for that Atlanta team, it's all about John Collins. You know what I mean? Even though he's not really, probably won't start. You got to check on that Ilyasova thing if he comes back and things like that. But I forget the one guy's name they got starting at the power forward. Starts with an M. I can't even think of his name right now. Had it wrote down, but scratched him off because I'm not playing him. But that's pretty much from that Atlanta side of the ball, man. On that Atlanta side of the ball, like I say, I like that Kent Bazemore a lot at 5.2, and I love that John Collins at 5.5. Those are both viable plays. You can play both of them, and it's not going to be a problem. It's not going to be a problem at all. Moving on to that next game is Dallas at Memphis. This is the lowest projected game, y'all. It's only projected for 196 game. It's 196 points. But at the same time, there's some fantasy value in here. You just got to pick your shots in here. On the Memphis is favored by 8. On that side of the ball, you got your Mike Conley, your Mario Chalmers, Tyreek Evans, Dylan Brooks, Ennis Martin, and Marc Gasol. Marc Gasol is one of my locks of the day. He's somebody you can pivot off of Boogie and Antonio Davis. Not sure you want to pivot off of Boogie, or somebody you can match up with Boogie instead of going all the way up to Ant to Topeko and trying to put them both on the same line, and then don't leave you enough money to roll with. But so you can go there if you want. On the Dallas side of the ball, you got Yogi Ferrell, J.J. Barrera, people like that, Wesley Matthews, Harrison Barnes. Now, one thing I noticed about these Dallas Mavericks, y'all, they all cheap. We talking about 4,100, 4,300, 5,400, 4,500, 5,100 for Barnes. Nowitzki's at 4,100. You got to be careful with Nowitzki on them back-to-backs because he likes to rest a lot on them back-to-backs. So we got to stay tuned to that. He might not play tonight. Nerlens Noel at 44. So you can almost stack that whole Dallas team and get all the points from that Dallas game from the Dallas side. And then with the rest of your money, pay up and try to get you a Boogie and an Antipico. Just one of them little things you throw out there, throw a dart at the board, you know what I mean, and hope it hit and hit that cash line. But like I say, out of this game, man, I'm mostly on. You got Conley at 7,100, who's going to be a good play. You got Gasol at 7,500, who's a good play, and things like that. And like I say, Gasol could be a pivot from one of them other bigs that's really priced up. They could get you close to the same points, if not more. You know what I mean? Because he's in a good matchup. And like I said, like Yogi Berra, JJ Barrera, they're all cheap, man. They're all cheap. Wesley Matthews, 4,500. That's crazy. I remember last year we was paying $6,000-$7,000 certain points for these guys. Nowitzki, $8,000 certain points throughout the season. You know what I mean? But it is what it is, and you got to attack it that way. Now on the injury front, you got to watch that Selden. If Selden comes back, that's gonna hurt Evans and Chalmers and people like that. But it's not really too big of a deal. Now on the other side, moving on to that next game is Boston at Milwaukee. Projected for 207 points. Milwaukee's the favorite. What you gonna do, Kyrie? What you gonna do, man? I guess the grass ain't always greener on the other side. It was real unfortunate, and like I say, prayers out to Gordon Hayward. That was a real unfortunate injury. They kind of messed the whole thing up, the whole plan that they had going on. But as far as being that alpha dog and that ace, what you gonna do, Kyrie? Is you gonna take over, or even if you do lose, is you gonna drop a 50 bomb here or there? Or I mean, what you gonna do? Because it ain't looking good, and this ain't a good matchup. We all know who've been in this DFS thing for a little while. It's really tough playing guards against Milwaukee. They chew guards up. It's really very rare that a guard goes off against Milwaukee. So I won't be playing Kyrie. Really not on Boston, which is weird for me. Really not on none of Boston unless Marcus Smart don't play. Now he's questionable, but if Marcus Smart plays, I think all that just trickles down. I think Irving gets a little bit, Rozier gets a little bit, Jaylen Brown gets a little bit, Horford gets a little bit, Tatum gets a little bit. You know what I mean? Now if Marcus Smart don't play, that opens up more value for them guys, and then I'm gonna take a look at them. But we gotta wait for that Marcus Smart, that Marcus Smart news on that. And like I say, Kyrie's at 87 and 8,700, and what he's been doing, he's not close to that value, and I'm not gonna mess with him tonight if Smart play or not. You know, one of the value picks on the slate is that Aaron Baines at 3,300. The thing about him you got to worry about is he gonna get enough minutes? Is he gonna get enough minutes? So that's something you got to worry about on that. On the other side of the ball, you got that Brogdon, Malcolm Brogdon, 5,200. He was hurt last game, but he wasn't playing last game. But he's 5,200. He's probably will play. So we got to take a look at him. Good matchup. We all know you can attack Kyrie at the point guard position and things like that. Then you got the Middleton and Antetokounmpo. Like we said, you got to make a choice, man. You got to make a choice. Is you gonna play him or not? I'm playing him. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna have him everywhere, but I'm gonna play him in case he drop another 60, 70 bomb. Because on a 5 game slate, if he drop a 70 bomb and you ain't got him, it's over with. And then the Milwaukee bigs, you already know you can't trust what Jason Kidd doing with them. We're going to move on to that next game, which is the Clippers and the Portland. This is the highest projected game, y'all. 212 points. Portland's favored by 2. You got David Lillard at 8,500. I'm not going to mess with him because he's going up against Patrick Beverly. I don't play people against Patrick Beverly. He's probably the best defensive point guard in the league. You got your Austin Rivers, Lou Will, Gallinari. They all fall in that mid-range. And if it hits right on your salary thing, you could probably plug them in. I'm all over CJ McCollum on this. I'm all over CJ McCollum. That's what I like out of this game. Him, Blake Griffin at 9.5K, and DeAndre Jordan. That's where I'm at this game. All the other people is kind of just fill-ins. You know, you got your Turners, your Harkless, your Amino. Nurkic at a good price too at 6,200, and he's somebody you could pair with Gasol if you ain't going up for them big boys and put in there. But like I say, this is the highest projected total on the game and on the slate, and so you definitely want to have some pieces in that game. Moving on to that next game, the last game on the slate is the Pelicans at Kings. And y'all know what this is, man. This is the DeMarcus Cousins show. He's going to go back there and he's going to destroy them boys. If he don't get in foul trouble, he might put up 70 to 80 fantasy points tonight. So I'm going to fade him a little bit, but I ain't fading him on everything. But you just got to take him almost and just find the value. You just got to find it somewhere. You know what I mean? Because he's a monster. So, on the other side of the ball, the Kings, Sacramento Kings, I never really messed with them. Healed. If anybody over there I was going to mess with, probably be that Darian Fox. He's been producing. They jacked him up to 5,700 now. But on that other side, one of my sneakiest plays of the slate, not sneaky play, people know about him, but is Jameer Nelson at 3,900. He's one of them people that you could pay down for, and then you could pay up to get your boogies and your Antetokounmpos and things like that. And like we said, Anthony Davis is questionable, so we don't know what's going to happen with him. But I just wanted to jump on here with y'all, man. Jump on this NBA slate. Cash line's going good. Wish everybody luck. Make sure you get your hand in that pot. Take some money out of this billion-dollar business because you know they taking it from us. And good luck tonight, man. Good luck to everybody. And y'all know what it is. This cash line, baby.